2 days ago, a house was standing here where I'm standing on Alexanderplatz in Berlin. And this house was built in one night from Saturday evening at 10 o'clock until Sunday morning at 5. This project was part of an art festival going on in Berlin right now. And my name is Martin Rosengaard and I'm the artistic co-director of this festival. The title of this project was Caban Unners, and Caban Unners is an old Welsh word, Wales in England. Meaning one-night house. And this is based on an old English law that meant, an old medieval law that until the early 1700s meant that if you could build a house in one night and have smoke coming out of the chimney when the sun rose in the morning, you could keep the house even though it was not your land. And so on Saturday night, the two artists behind the project, Terry and Horatio, began to build the house along with all the participants that has come to join them to make this happen. So bringing this old English law to Berlin, what does it say about today? Berlin is in an in-between state. There are so many artists here, mainly for the reason that there is a lot of affordable housing. But the city is changing, and by making this one-night house of very cheap materials, this project wants to illustrate and show that we can take the development of the city in many different directions. So this being a project about affordable living, the whole house was built out of pallets, and making it here on Alexanderplatz in such a prominent location, the house at the same time becomes not a structure that you believe should stay, but a performance in architecture. They might as well have built this house outside a police station, because when you do it here, of course it will be noticed. So after a long night of work, at 5 in the morning, the house was finished. As in the old English law, smoke was coming up the chimney when the sun was rising.
Der Polizei ein Graus, bekam die Polizei das Haus, hob sie den Laden aus.
A few minutes after the house was finished, and the smoke was coming out, everything was there, the police arrived. There had been some policemen during the night as well, which looked at the house, which liked the house, but these people arriving in the morning was not so happy for the house. It was never the intention to go against Berlin in a way, and the police presenting Berlin here, but to see what happens, how far can you take it. Actually, coming from England, these artists were extremely surprised that they could finish the house. Many of them said that in London, after 1 hour, they would have been told to go away, for example. The police was actually quite friendly. One person was extremely annoyed and getting quite aggressive about the fact that the house was here, and there was a discussion between the artists what to do, and then they chose to accept the fact that sooner or later, 1 hour later, it would have happened, maybe 1 hour earlier, the house was finished and they started to take it down again. So it became a one-night house. Thank you for listening. Tschüssi.